In terms of branded client experience, that's one form of how people go to market, how they're going to compete. It's particularly important for people-intensive businesses, service businesses, where and particularly important, I'd say mostly for consumer-oriented businesses, although people have applied it in a B2B, business-to-business setting. For example, professional services is a great example of a B2B setting where thinking about the client experience from the time they start with you at the beginning of your value chain to the time they leave your value chain, can we make all that experience be so different, so special, so compelling that they want to hang with us and do other things with us. If you're a capital-intensive business, oil, turbines, some finance businesses, the product or the deliverable that you sell, there may not be as much interaction with it. So in that case, branded client experiences may not be as important. You're not going to win because of just a great experience of being sold and serviced. You're going to win because your product is better, has better features, and you bring out more of them. You're more innovative, or you have better operating excellence. So branded client experiences aren't for everybody. They tend to be for things that are more people-intensive companies, ones where there's many touches that a customer might have with your company, either through processes that they engage with, websites, people, and thinking through that entire interaction. And if you do it right, if you really understand your brand essence and how to make it come to life throughout your value chain, you tend to be able to compete more effectively against people that don't do as disciplined a job around making the brand essence come alive at all those different touch points. The companies that do it, that do this branded client experience, tend to take a really rigorous look at every customer touch point, and they're really thoughtful about their brand and the slight nuances that make their brand different than other brands of similar type of things. And they tend to make that essence show up in every way they can think of. And then they do lots of training to help people understand what that essence is, and then how to make it come to life at these various touch points. Yeah, so we have one client that's headquartered in South America, that's in businesses like aluminum auto parts, and then they also have an IT business. It's a classic conglomerate. And the aluminum auto parts business is not a branded client experience business. That's about having the right product at the right price, delivered on time with a full completion of the order. So it's about operating excellence, it's about innovation. The IT business they worry deeply about their branded client experience. They want to be in the business of really solving customers' information problems and needs, from the cloud to mobile to intranet access to security. And so what they do is they look very seriously at the upfront business development process. How do they acquire new companies, and what makes that a great experience and different, and how can they send strong advanced signals of value in the selling process? So we have people working on that right now who are doing projects to study their business development process, how to make it cleaner, less invasive of clients' time, how to send strong advanced signals of value. Then there's a moment where the handoff needs to come, where you start providing services and you get embedded with the organization. There's a lot of work there to try to make that as painless for organizations as you can possibly do it. So a lot of process discipline, a lot of training for making the handoff between the business development people and the service delivery people, a lot of database creation, and all that needs to be thought through and analyzed in a rigorous way so that the client experiences minimal service interruptions and other things like that. And then there's the running processes and the people that are on the front lines for the IT sales and service world, where they need to really think through what are the kinds of things that customers ask us for, how do we respond quickly, how do we co-create with our customers, in some cases, new innovative products they can offer to their consumers. So that's an example of a company that has two different kinds of businesses and one that needs to focus intensely on the entire value chain and how to make their brand show up and be a little bit different than the people they compete with. And they compete with people, well-known international brands that I'm sure you've heard of.